it that you're all tuning in to be here tonight. Just to let you know, I have Jared in the studio with me tonight. Come say hello.
Hey!
Jared's in the house. So
Good to be
are
here.
you able to read comments and see what people are saying?
100%.
100%. So if you hear the male voice chirping out tonight, it's not some freakazoid in the studio. It is none other than Jared Gland.
Let's go.
President of Cardone Enterprises. Okay, so I'm super, super excited to have you here today. We're here to talk about what it means to be a 10X lady. What is a 10X lady? What are these 5 pillars that you keep hearing me talking about? And how to have it all. And what is this thing called an empire? And why are you here, Elena Cardone? Well, I'm here tonight because I have reached a place in my life where some could say I have it all. And you know what? I do have it all. But I didn't always have it all, and my intention is to fast track your way to success. I wish that I had had somebody that could tell me, hey, these are the do's, these are the don'ts, this is the path to follow. But unfortunately, a lot of times people get in a situation in life where they do quote unquote make it, right, Jared? And
Yep.
they close the curtain. They close the curtain either because there's too many haters, because they fear their life is in danger, or because they have their own transgressions that they're trying to hide from their husbands or wives or whatever it is. But Grant and I made a decision and a vow to each other back in 2008. Grant and I were married in 2004. In 2008, when the economy collapsed, we were on the verge of losing everything, which wasn't nearly what it is today, believe me. But we were on the verge of losing everything, and we said, if we pull ourselves out of this, if we, 2 little guys, little girls from Louisiana, Grant from Lake Charles, I'm from New Orleans, if we could make it, we made a vow that we would never close the curtain, no matter what. Good, bad, ugly, we made a mistake, we didn't make a mistake, because if we could make it, then we would be the open, what's it called? The open book.
The behind the scenes look.
Yeah, we would be the open book for all the other little guys, the little me's, the little Grants and Elena out there who weren't supposed to make it, in order to help and fast track your way to success. So tonight, should I tell them what my 10X promise is to them right now?
Lay it on me.
I'm going to tell you. Tonight, I wrote down this 10X promise to you from this training. I promise confidently and powerfully handle your mindset, business, health, relationships, and money. Those are the 5 pillars, okay? Grant and I did not have our lives together until we figured this out, okay? Until we figured out information.
Yep.
Until we figured out support, until we figured out community, we didn't go to the next level. But before Grant even came into the picture, I had to work on myself. I had to learn about relationships, get my mindset right, my money, my business, and my health right, okay? And when I started to operate, and it was a journey. It doesn't just happen overnight. It's been a process. I started the process before I even got to Grant, okay? I started a lot of work on myself. And then it's developed over time, and now it's like booming in all 5 areas. And of course, I can go bigger. I can expand more. That's the goal. So that is my promise to you tonight. Let's dive in, shall we?
Love it.
So, what does it mean to be 10X? I wrote down some words. I would love to see if they'll chime in.
Okay.
Feel free to chime in on the chat of what you feel it means to be 10X. And gentlemen, I don't want to disclude you from the evening, because this really it isn't just geared to my ladies, even though I love my ladies, okay? But I do refer to my ladies a lot because I have a very special place in my heart for all the ladies out there. But what does it mean to be 10X? It means you have to have, are they guessing? Are they guessing?
It's a little,
laggy.
I got a little bit of a lag.
You have to have a big think, okay? Big think gets big products.
More effort, size of goals,
Yes,
staying
big
accountable. Yeah, there's some good stuff here.
Exactly. Okay. Small think brings small results, small products. The school systems, the teachers, I don't want to like bash them all, but my experience was they get you to think reasonable and take precautions and be careful and sit in your chair and don't be too hyper, everything that I am completely not. You know, but what it requires, if you want to go to heightened levels of success, is big think. Big think. And in order to reach big think goals, you have to take what then? Big actions. What does that mean? How do you take big actions? You put one foot in front of the other. You visualize, what does your future look like that you want? What is it that you want to have? Who is it that you want to be? And then once you've written that down, then come back from your future self and look at your future self and say, in order for me to have confidence, if you wrote that down, if you want to be a leader, if you want to be a model couple relationship, if you want to be a billionaire, a millionaire, I don't know, whatever you write down on your goals, you want to be physically fit. Okay, now look here, and how far apart are you from right now to your ideal scene? How far off of the departure of the goal are you? You look in this unit of time, in present time, and you say, well, if I want to be that, and I want to become that, it doesn't just happen by thinking and it appears. I mean, meditations are great, but it's not going to just happen by humada. It takes action.
That's right.
You know? So look at what you have to do and then write your actions. Grant Cardone has the 10X planner, which I just started to use. Like on a regular basis, because on New Year's, this is the perfect time.
Yeah.
You're listening to this webinar, this free training tonight at the perfect time. It's the reset, it's the new year. And he said, Grant says, I write my goals down every morning and every afternoon. Or before bed, right? And so I've never done that. That's just not been my practice. I have my other things that I do that I felt were very successful for me because I feel like I'm the architect and the mind, the big mind. Certainly I'm not the mind. I didn't mean to say that. Grant is a genius at what he does. And I call him sensei all the time. But I also have, one of the things that I have is a visionary. So I can have the ability to think big. But taking it back, what are the actions that you need to take in order to become the person that you want to be?
Yeah, and you know, another thing about massive action too is a lot of times people have goals and they underestimate how much work it'll take. And so it's almost like you want to overestimate the amount of action that you have to take because only then will you probably do enough to get close to your target.
Well, not only that, but taking massive action and doing what you say, Jared, is the thing that I love about doing so much, like ever since I started writing my goals down in the morning and the night, like my mind shift has even gotten bigger. It's gotten more confident. It's gotten more certain. But the writing down, as I fill up, I don't like white space. Like I fill up every single minute. And you know what that does when you do that? When something falls out or you get a hit in life that will come at you when you play big and you take a risk, you're going to have the inevitable setback. Well, when the setback comes in and I have a million things on my calendar that I'm doing, not just like wandering off just to be busy, but like I'm really trying to become this future Elena. I know who that is. I know where I want to be in the future. It's easier to let that go. Sometimes I'm like, gosh, that sucked. That really was my fault. I could have done better. I put in a policy for the future to correct myself. But at the same time, sometimes, and how beautiful of a problem is this to have? That sometimes when that goes away, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God, because now I have time to do these other things,
Yeah.
you know? Even though it wasn't ideal that it went away, I'm not promoting that. But it is a nice reversal to get on that
You just
aspect.
have a full pipeline. You have
Yeah.
enough going on to where one thing falling out doesn't destroy you, it doesn't ruin your day, it doesn't change your attitude. It actually helps you because now the double booked meeting that you have is not double booked anymore.
I know, it's so great. But yeah, it's to have abundance in all areas of life. Okay, so what does a 10X lady look like? These are the features, the characteristics. I wrote down a few. I'd love for you to write in the chat as well what you think it is. I wrote some. A 10X lady is in control. A 10X lady is influential. You know, a 10X lady is powerful. Powerful. You know the definition of the word powerful? The capacity or the ability to influence the behavior of others. Doesn't say you have to be the CEO of a company. Doesn't say you have to be a billionaire, millionaire, whatever. It says you have to have the capacity or the ability to influence the behavior of others. So when you're influencing the behavior of your children or someone at the grocery store or the valet guy, you are powerful. Do not diminish it. You want more power? Practice every day on the little things, and the more you get, the more you have.
The confident, informed, powerful, accountable,
love this.
Influential, resilient,
yes,
in control.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah, awesome feedback.
You know, in control. So many people misunderstand the word in control. They think, oh, stiff, uptight, like control freak. Control is actually a very good thing, okay? You control something, you control it. Okay, when you are in good, there's no such thing as control freak, by the way. There's only good control and bad control. And when you have good control, you drive your car and you keep it on the road. And when you have bad control, you drive your car and it drives you into a tree if you don't control your car. You see the difference? In control.
I want to be in control of the success of my life. Like, I'd love to be a control freak about that.
In control of the success.
Yeah.
How about this? How about in control of your emotions? How about when something comes at you in life, like a bad situation, you don't have this automaticity. You know what an automaticity is? When you react automatically? Like, some people only know how to go to anger. But what if you had a whole list of all these other things you could do instead? And then you could whip out this and pick and choose which one you wanted to use in that particular instance so that you could control the outcome in this situation to go in your benefit. So you are painting your picture and your future the way you want to live it. How amazing is that? That's a 10X lady right there. Strong, risk taker. Risk taker is my favorite right now. The derivation of risk taker means run into danger. Means not play it safe. It doesn't mean be stupid. Don't anyone think I'm saying be stupid. I mean challenge that portion of your mind or other people that tell you to play it safe and to be reasonable and when's enough and why are you such a big dreamer and you know that's unrealistic and you're only setting yourself up for heartache and failure. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about when is it time that you're going to be a risk taker. Do you want to be sitting, Bobby Jones? I know you're watching this. Bobby Jones, who told me the other day that there was a consensus they asked people at the phase of their life where they were either terminal or old age, and they said, what is the one regret that you have? And they all said, resounding, I wish I would have taken more risk.
Yeah.
Do you want to be that person who looks back at your life and said, I played it too safe, I was scared, and for what? For what? Who are these people there sitting with you on your deathbed going, oh boy, I'm so glad you played it safe. Oh boy, you know? Confident, committed, successful, leader, discipled, passionate.
10X lady, I'm telling you,
By the way, can I say quickly, a little quick timeout interjection? Okay, if you are a 10X lady, want to be more of a 10X lady, I'm having an event here in Miami at the Turnberry, February 5th and 6th. Nope, sorry, February 4th and 5th. February 4th and 5th, I'm having a 10X ladies event. Just really quickly wanted to announce that. If you want, no, Johnny, we're not doing that. Yes, okay, yeah, you wanted to do that? That's fine. The event, Johnny put up the thing. He was right, he could do that. The event is 10X Ladies. It's a $4,997 ticket. I'm slashing the price to $900. If you want to take advantage of that and you already know I'm in, I want to be around other like-minded, accountable powerhouse women, I want to fast track my way to success, go to 10xladies.com, get your ticket, we'll see you there.
/deal. 10xladies.com/deal.
10xladies.com/deal is what
We have 104 seats left.
We have 104 seats left, so get that. But now, can we get back to the 10x?
Get 'em.
Okay. Gearing up.
Watch out, she's getting on the vibe right now.
Okay. Let's see. For anyone who doesn't really know who I am, what I am, I personally have 3 successful businesses. This doesn't include the businesses that I am the backbone that Grant and I have, infrastructure, blah, 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 blah. But I have my own. I have 3 businesses that I run and own, aside from being the woman behind Grant Cardone. And how many businesses do we have at this point? 16, 15,
Well,
18?
I mean, I'll just tell you this.
Changes.
There's 125 companies that we are co-founders of.
Wow.
Just through the incubator.
Okay, there's a lot, okay? I'm married. I know the women out there can relate. If you have half of a handful of a husband that I do, then I know you can empathize with me. I also have 2 daughters that, they're amazing. But it's challenging being a mom. I'm trying to run a career. I'm trying to keep myself healthy. I'm trying to be a good wife. I'm trying to run businesses. And we have this, people can look at me and say I have it all, because I do. Look, I have a brand new 650 Gulfstream 650. I can go anywhere in the world in this private jet. I have a helicopter. I just closed on a house in Malibu today.
Bang,
Did
bang.
you know that, Jared?
It's amazing.
Today.
Yeah.
I live here in Miami in a beautiful home on the beach. I mean, people from the outside can look at me and go, "Oh my God, how?" I mean, this is unfathomable. I mean, it's successful.
The foundation work,
okay, we have Grant Cardone Foundation, but aside from the Grant Cardone Foundation, there are other philanthropic charities that we give to. We gave more money this year to charity, and we don't really do a good enough job announcing this, because I think a lot of that comes from, that's still ingrained in me about be humble, and the money thing is awkward for a lot of
Same
people.
thing. Yep.
Right?
I was raised the same way, so it's a constant battle.
It's a constant battle. Like, even though I have the digits in a bank account now that tell me that I'm of a status of, I mean, I can't even say the word. It's so uncomfortable for me. Billionaire. It's like, I almost want to choke. I want to apologize, but why? I've worked so hard, and that's what I want to help you to get. Okay? It wasn't always like that for us. It was not always like that. I would look at people in the situations that I am in today and think that could never happen for me. This is never going to happen. How can you do this? I remember, do I take it back to the day?
I mean, it's important, I think, for some of these people don't know where you started from. So I think before, you just tell them like what happened in the beginning and how you ended up.
The beginning was rough, okay?
Yeah.
The beginning was rough. I mean, there's challenges at the top. I'm not going to sell this fairy tale at the top, because there's new challenges. But it's a whole lot funner being where I am now than where I came from. And the journey in between, miserable. I never want to go back there again, So, 13 years old, I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, had a pretty good child life. Then 13 years old happens, and, my best friend who lived across the street, I won't go into detail, but it's important to understand that anyone from anywhere with the right mindset, with the right information, can get anywhere that you want to get to. It's just a belief and a commitment. At 13 years old, I hear a knock at my door at like 4 in the morning. It was my father telling me that Goldie, that was my best friend, that Goldie's house was on fire. I'm groggy, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, hey, okay. And then he was like, and Goldie and her mom, I'll never forget the words, and Goldie and her mom are still in the house. And I remember I got out of bed and I ran across the street and the fire department wasn't there yet. And it was just me, my dad, and about 2 or 3 other of the neighbor guys, literally with hoses and buckets trying to put out this fire. And, you know, anyway, it was very tragic. There was bars on the windows. There was no way that this was going to end good, and it didn't. And Goldie and her mom perished in the house. I swear, I'm not crying.
Get some tea.
Getting some tea. I don't want to take it down a dark road. It was just, you know, when they recovered the body from the house, I was there, I saw it, 13 years old. When you see something that is so unfathomable of what, you know, that could look like, it's just shocking. So at 13 years old, like without knowing how to deal with that situation, and my family was a great and loving family, but my father had fought in World War II, military. We're just taught to put on a good face and forge forward and don't really show your emotions. So I gutted up, I sucked it up, dying inside, like could not cope with that very easily. Now I'm 13 years old trying to be like an adult, so I don't want to go to my parents and be like, I'm wrecked.
I don't know how to deal with this.
I don't know how to deal with this.
Yeah.
So I went down a road and a path of just excessive alcohol usage, you know, self-medicating. So, you know, just New Orleans was a wild town, and it was just a very painful ride. And it lasted for a long time. I was surrounded by the wrong people. You know, the people that want the best for you, but, you know, feed you with things that could literally kill you, you know, and then they're supposed to be your friend and they're driving you and you're driving them in these circumstances, like recipe for disaster. So, you know, it was not an easy life. I moved to Los Angeles at 17 to get out of New Orleans. I needed a vehicle to get me out. Like 9 other people had died that I knew.
9?
I'm not kidding. So it started with Goldie, and then there was a suicide, and then 4 died in a car crash.
Oh my God.
1 fell off of a balcony. I mean, because when you're surrounded in that life style, like accidents are going to happen.
Sure.
So at 17 years old, I knew if I'm going to do anything, I need to get out of this. And I didn't go to college. I was not good in school. I was a parrot. I could memorize. That's the only thing that saved me in school. That's why I had good grades, but it was only because I knew how to memorize.
Yeah.
So I go out to California at 17 years old and to kind of clean up my life a little bit. And, you know, I go to LA and I have this mindset that I have to be this independent, powerful woman, never depend on a man for anything. So I go all the way from 17 to like 30 years old with like, nope, ain't gonna happen, like, And finally, I'll tell you this one story and then I'm gonna get into the pillars, okay? But I was always kind of like a dude, a little bit. I had hot rods. I would like work on the hot rods. I was ranked 10th in California for sporting clay. I used to shoot guns. I was an actress on a TV show finally, you know, around 20 years old. I was buying all my hot rods and, man, I forgot what I was going to tell you about that. What was I going to tell you about that?
You said you were like a dude, like you like to do the cars.
So I thought
and the
I was
shooting
never going to be married, okay? And I know that's not popular to say as a woman, especially because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, she was a hoe, because I was not a hoe, okay? But but I was like, hell no, no guy is going to own me, because I was very confused. Okay? And I want to get into, remind me to tell about information later, because I had wrong information. I was operating with wrong information. I'll just tell it now, okay? I had this epiphany a couple months ago, and I know my friends out there listening know what I'm about to say, but for those of you who've never heard me before, this was a complete mind-blowing experience for me when I looked up the word information. Because when I looked up the word information, I thought it meant knowledge. But it breaks the word information down into formation. You know, like the formation of something. And the derivation of the word information means, Jared, are you ready for this?
Let's go.
It means formation of the mind. Okay? Information means formation of the mind. That is where the root of the word comes from. So if they say knowledge is power, what if you have the wrong information? Okay? It would logically make sense that if you had the wrong information, you would have a deformation of the mind. So all these years that I thought I could never have money or I could never be in a relationship because I had to be strong, independent, powerful woman, never depend on a man for anything. And oh, by the way, all men cheat. Well, guess what? Wrong information. Wrong information. There was nothing wrong with me. I kept thinking something's wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. I just had the wrong information. Once I got around the right information, everything could change in the mindset. So here's what I'm going to go to, the little story.
Okay, let's go.
The little story was, you know, because I always used to hang out with these guys, right? The car guys,
Yep.
the gun guys. Well, I hang out with these girls. And back then, I hated doing hooky dooky girl stuff. Like, that's just not my jam. But I end up at one of these parties, literally. They had candles, it was like dark, and we had to write down on a piece of paper everything that you wanted out of a man. I was like, well, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't even want, like, who wants one guy for the rest of your life? I couldn't even imagine that. But anyway, I was like, okay, I'm going to do the little thing. Well, I wrote down over 100 little things. By the way, then we had to roll it up into a little piece of paper and stick it in a copper necklace. And then we had to wear it. Because then you would attract that guy.
Okay.
I
get it.
I wore the thing until it turned green on my neck. It was green and it fell off. But here's the deal, okay? This was a major life-changing moment for me. Because I looked at the piece of paper and I said, well, if that guy existed, I could be with that guy for the rest of my life because he had everything that I ever wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was good. I was like, has to be good in bed. Like, I covered has to be ethically ambitious. He has to, I mean, I wrote 100 things.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, what you would expect.
Yeah.
Well, what I learned from that was, okay, now, all the girls there were like, well, oh yeah, I'm entitled to this. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I did it, I was like, okay, if that guy was going to write his list of the perfect woman, what would she look like? So then I wrote a list from his point of view of what that woman would look like. And it included, like, you know, would want to be monogamous, clearly.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if this guy is going to be so amazing, and he wants a family and children because he's amazing, then I would want, you know. And so then I realized at that time, I was in my late 20s, okay? I was like way off. Like
Doing your thing.
I was doing my thing. I was like, there's no way we ever would have found each other because we weren't even operating in the same universe, you know. And I had the wrong information. I was like, okay, all guys hold me back. Wrong information. Then I realized, can I just be open to the possibility that one man out of 7 billion people on planet Earth could actually help me to reach a heightened level of success and could be faithful? Could one exist in the entire world? Yeah, I could be open to that possibility, even though I didn't really believe it at the time, but I was open to the possibility. Grant comes into my life right away. We get together. First 4 years of our marriage, we're operating, but I'm still like, remember I told you, it's not overnight, these changes, right? So we're together, first 4 years of our marriage, but I still have this independent, powerful woman vying for position. I'm not gonna, let him boss me around. So we end up, like, I'm creating in my thing all day, he's creating in his thing all day. We'd come home, battle for the position, and kind of tear each other down. And that's what we did for the first 4 years. We never made any gains. Mm-hmm. We weren't working in a coordinated, collaborated effort together to reach a heightened level of success. So once I was able to say, what are you saying, Jerry?
No, go.
No,
You're
okay.
Good, yeah.
So once I was able to say, wait a minute, how can we work together to know our roles, not battle each other over male, female, but how can we actually work in a coordinated effort together to where we want to go, to reach a heightened level of success? So when Grant and I first got together, it wasn't this pretty picture. I was still operating with this old data, with this old information. It wasn't until 2008, which was what I said in the beginning of this training, is in 2008, when we were on the verge of losing it all, is when I had to finally step up and say, what am I willing to do in order to support us to be able to create and build this empire that we have today, which back then looked nothing like today. We were on the verge of losing it all. And one of the things I had to give up was this idea that I can't depend on a man for anything. I thought women from around the world were going to disown me, thinking I was some subservient woman, you know? And I was like, wait a minute, I have been operating under the illusion that I had to do everything myself. Nobody, first of all, hear me on this. Nobody in the history of the world has ever built an empire alone. It doesn't happen. It takes people. It takes coordination. It takes the masses to lift each other up and to build something great. So I was willing to put that at risk, trade in the acting career in order to trade up. It's called sacrifice, and in order to create this empire that we have today. So now I'm going to tell you about the 5 pillars. I kind of went off on some stories. I just went off on some stories just now.
Describe it. You know, for a lot of people here, they haven't heard some of this. So, you know, like they don't know about all of the things. You know, people see the after, they see where you're at now, and then there's a lot of missing data. And so they get separated from the fact that, like, most people that are successful were not born into the life that they had. It was created.
Yeah.
And so I think when you give this perspective in these stories, it gives people the ability to see you and where you're at today through a different lens and really understand that, like, this isn't something that happens overnight. And this is something that requires a formula and a thought process. And you have to be intentional about it, methodical about it, and do work on it. And you ran me through this about an hour and a half ago, so I'm excited to hear about the 10X lady.
Okay, well, the 10X lady, I broke it down into 5 parts. You know, mindset, business, relationships, health, and money. And I don't think you can be 10X in mindset and be failing in your relationships. And you can't be 10X in your health and be failing with your business and finances. It has to all work cohesively together. So let's talk about mindset first, okay? Mindset, Jared. Okay, the first thing to understand about mindset is accept that you are the creator. Accept that you are the creator. That means, are you willing? First of all, in order to get to a place where you want to be, you have to be willing to give something up. If you want to change seats at a table or in a room, you have to leave your comfortable seat, give it up, and move to another one. So are you willing to give up your excuses of why you haven't, or you're blaming your father, or something that happened in the past, or something has been done to you? This all victim mentality. When do you take responsibility and put the ownership on you? It's a result for you. Maybe you didn't deserve it. Maybe there was an injustice. I'm not saying that that's not real, but what portion of that can you take responsibility for? I've had bad things happen to me that should never happen to anyone. But in every instance, and I'm not saying that they're right in having done that. They're definitely wrong. But I look at, what did I do? Because when you can start controlling what you did, like, did you ignore a red flag? What were you doing being friends with that person? You put them in your life for whatever reason. When do you take responsibility for what you do? And knowing who you are and being willing to step up. Because when you can control what's happening in your life, because you assume that it's because of you, you will start to be able to manipulate and control the way your future looks. You will be able to put it out there. It starts with understanding that you are the creator. Stop putting it into somebody else's hands. owning it.
When I started working for Grant when I was 26 and had nothing. You know, I mean, you
Jared
saw.
was a pothead.
You seen me. I was smoking weed every day. I was actually a loser.
We were like, why isn't Jared stepping up into the position? Oh, he smokes pot every night.
But I remember that Grant said something to me, and it, like a truck that hit me. He said, you can never control anything that you refuse to accept responsibility for.
Wow.
And so that moment, I switched from asking, how did this happen, or how could this have happened, to how did I create this? And that pivot and that shift is everything.
It's everything. It's just the difference between being a leader, making something happen, creating your future. I don't believe in this predetermined destiny. Like my destiny was not where it's supposed to be right now. I created this future. I envisioned this future first. I took a lot of actions. I made a lot of sacrifices. No one sees those sacrifices. That's one of the things that makes me most proud about the plane, Jared, is because the plane, to me, isn't just about rich people showing off a plane. To me, it's about two people that came from very lowered, middle class upbringings, who weren't supposed to make it, who did a lot of things right, avoided a lot of mistakes, and has a plane to show up as a trophy in the physical universe. I'm never going to be an NFL player. You know, I don't ever have a chance this lifetime to receive a Super Bowl ring. But you know what? I play the Super Bowl game of life, and my trophy is a plane that can take me and my family around the world. Ah, Johnny! Put a picture of the plane up there. I have a plane that can take me and my family around the world, where we can live on our terms, we can be as a family unit, and have financial freedom and legacy. Like, this is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing from where I came from. You know? My mom, when she came on the plane, she starts crying. And I'm like, Mom, why are you crying? She was like, I remember when your first car was a Pontiac T1000 and it didn't have air conditioning or a radio, and you'd show up at these auditions and your back would be sweating because it was so hot. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
It's just, you have to be willing to give things up. The excuses, the drinking, if you're excited, I'm speaking about myself now. I'm not trying to be Mother Teresa. I'm just telling you what I had to do in order to create the empire that I have. I have a very ethical empire. I'm surrounded by extremely ethical people. If you're not extremely ethical, you're not getting on the inside of the empire. I had to do myself first. I had to be willing to walk away from bad people, bad choices, late nights. I had to be willing to put in the work, go to seminars, go to conferences, get the right information, the right formation of the mind. I had to get the right support, you know? Can you imagine how far you would be if you just had support in your life? Support, the definition of support, show active interest in the success of
This is huge.
you. Can you imagine if you have a whole army of powerful women, like we have at 10X Ladies, behind you, showing active interest in the success of you, a whole army of women or men or community or whomever, because I have a lot of men that back me. Jared has been up since 5 a.m., has done a workshop all day long, did a Zoom call, mentoring call, and then it is in the studio here for me. I have an army of people who support me, or I would never be where I am, showing active interest in the success of me. Thank you, Jared.
Yes.
And willing to bear the weight of. Strong enough to be willing to bear the weight of something. So, mindset. How do you do it? Accept that you're the creator. Be willing to give things up. Write a list. If you're at home, write a list. You know what you should be giving up. Is it too much TV time? Is it too much hanging out with the guys or the girls and shooting the shit when you know that you're bigger than that and you really should be putting that time, energy into improving yourself, and be willing to protect the empire. Got to be willing to protect the empire.
And like what you were saying, that you have to be willing to give things up. Like, one thing that Grant talks about all the time that resonates so well with me is like, you can't add something new. Like if you want to go to a new place, like you want to add something new, adding the new thing isn't the first thing that you do. Giving up something so that you have a spot for the new thing to go in is the first thing you need to do.
1,000,000%. And that goes back to the list that I did in order to have the relationship that I did now. I looked at where I wasn't, and before I could add anything new, by the way, when I did that list, Grant came into my life almost immediately. But I did not like him for the next 13 months. He pursued me. He left a message on my answering machine. That's how old I am, thank you. 2 times a month with no return phone call. For 13 months he did that. You know why? Because while I had done that list, I started working on myself. I stopped going out. I started taking courses, life improvement courses, life enhancement courses. I started like getting really serious. I couldn't even have it because it didn't show up in my life yet, you know? It's about what was I willing to give up before the new thing could come in. And then finally, I had evolved and I was like, oh my God, the man is right in front of me. I couldn't even see it until I got rid of the junk, you know? So what are you willing to give up in order to go and get where you want to be?
Time, money, friends, relationships.
Are you willing to get rid of some finances? Are you willing to invest in yourself financially? Sometimes that's what it takes. Okay, let's move on to business.
Business. Get to business.
Okay. Got to identify the right vehicle. I love this story when we were talking earlier about Burger King.
Yeah.
You came up with this analogy about Burger King. Tell it.
Yeah, no,
come
I
over,
just
come over, tell it real quick.
Like the thing is if you want to, let's say you want to make $1 million a year. The problem that most people have is they have big goals and big things that they want to do, but the vehicle they're in, the company, the business that they're in, the thing that they're doing will never get them where they want to go. And the problem is...
Oh, Jared gets a close-up. Oh, nice. Okay, fine,
shot.
Johnny.
Now, I'm looking fresh for like 14 hours.
Dang, you're looking great.
You know, the vehicle will never get them where they want to go. It's never going to take them across the finish line. And so you could be in a position where you're frustrated and you're stressed out and you're trying to figure out like, why am I just not moving? And it could be the people around you. It could be the mindset. It could be some of the things that Elena's talked about so far. But you also have to get in the right vehicle. And that just doesn't mean a job where you can make money. That's about purpose. And I want to throw back to you because that was a thing that really changed for you.
That's what we started talking about. We were saying the right vehicle. You know, going back to the acting career, you know, when I was an actress in Los Angeles, you know, I couldn't find the purpose of the vehicle, you know, as I was struggling to find, now he has a close-up on me, it's cute. As I was struggling in 2008 when I had that decision to make, am I going to give up my acting career? And you know, I was in acting classes with very, like, accomplished actors, famous actors. And I remember they would always say like, you know, eventually you're going to get to a point, like talking to the whole class where, oh, you'll quit the career and you'll let somebody in your life convince you that you should stop acting. And it was like this thing where I'm never going to let that happen to me, right? But when I was confronted with the situation in 2008 where we were on the verge of losing everything financially.
Economy collapse.
Economy collapse. We're under a huge lawsuit, which you reminded me about tonight. You know, where you think you have friends and those friends actually, like you were a big target of the con that they pulled. Like that's an eye opener. And we're on the, you know, we're on the verge of losing everything. And I was looking at my life and that's when I realized, you know, what vehicle am I in? What am I getting out of acting? I really had to analyze, and it goes back to knowing who you are, right? In your life.
And the thing that we were talking about was like with you in acting, like most people are not successful as an actress or an actor. They move to Hollywood with these big dreams and nothing ever happens for them. And so you actually made it. Like, and most people from the outside would say, you're living in Hollywood, you're acting on a hit show,
Elena
you're modeling,
Lyons, yes.
you're modeling on, what was it, GQ or
Maxim
Maxim magazine. And
top 100 of all time right
bang,
here,
bang.
baby.
And then so somebody from the outside could say, why would that would be the dream life? Like, why would you ever give that up?
Right, and that's why, you know, in the acting school, they didn't want you to do that, but I really had to look and identify my life. And I said, you know what, at 17 years old, when I was on a very big, dangerous, massive downward spiral, and I wasn't going to go to college because, again, I never thought I was smart enough. I had no interest in being in school. I'm an artist. Acting was the only vehicle, literally like a vehicle that literally flew me to Los Angeles at 17 years old. It saved me. That was the purpose. It saved me from being in New Orleans self-destructing and got me into another location where I could thrive. But now I had hit a point in my life was, what am I supposed to do as an actress? Am I supposed to entertain people, make them feel like I could never figure out what is the valuable final product? What is the valuable final product of my product as an actress? Like, what is the exchange that the audience? I could never figure it out. I was in the wrong vehicle.
Yeah.
You might be in the wrong vehicle. You might be running your head up against a wall and not be in a vehicle that can take you somewhere.
Can you imagine if like you spent years, and this is what a lot of people do. I mean, I've been with you guys for 11 years, and we've worked with tens of thousands of companies and entrepreneurs, and you know, can you think about the frustration of somebody swinging a hammer for 3 years on something that required a shovel? Or like, can you imagine, like, that's what the wrong information is, folks. It's like you continue to try to use the wrong tool for the job, and you're not seeing a result. And then eventually you're like, screw it, I'm done trying this. It's not worth it. It's not big enough, when all you needed was a little shift in the right direction and a little guidance.
And what are you willing to give up in order to get where you want to be? I was willing to give up the idea of this actress thing that I could never really figure out until I figured out that I don't need it anymore. That if I actually created the empire that I wanted, if I actually pulled this stunt off, I could actually do what I'm doing right now, which is making a difference and impacting millions of lives by the data that has taken me a lifetime to acquire. But my life now has spiritual meaning. I'm in this for a spiritual legacy play at this point. Like, how do I make a difference? How do I help all the troubled people out there, all the little Elenas out there who never thought that they could make it, or didn't know how, or never believed in themselves, or had the confidence enough? You know, I'm actually living on purpose now. Not perfect, but on purpose. I know who I am. I know what the results are I want in life. I want to restore the value of women to society. I want to make relationships cool again. I want to restore the family dynamic to society, you know? So it's just amazing.
Well, you have a big mission now, and if you don't have a big purpose or a big mission, or you're not trying to do something bigger than most people can think with, when you run into adversities or struggles, like, it's so easy to bail. And that's why people end up stuck, because they never set a goal big enough and exciting enough to propel them through the ups and downs,
right?
So that they can get on the other side and get the massive thing at the end of it. And so the big thing is, like, you just have to get connected with all of these things: right vehicle, purpose in the vehicle, and then look to do something bigger than just collect a paycheck.
Yeah. Although the paycheck is nice, because we live on an economic planet.
Economics. That's right.
Okay, and we can't go buy diapers with a hug at Whole Foods. So very important. Let's move. You want to go to relationships?
Let's talk. This is always a good one. Let's talk relationships.
I love relationships. Okay. The relationship with you and your personal relationships. And this is what I tapped into a little bit earlier. You have to be willing to look at who you are and how you relate to things and how you react to things and where you lack and what you need. Like, how do you do that with yourself? How do you do that with yourself?
Reflect. For me, it's like I'm actually a very introspective person.
Yeah.
Like, I am in my I'm in my head and thoughts a lot. And so for me, the vision of going where you want to go has to be set. And so like having the relationship with you means you're clear on where you want to go. It means that you're clear on what you believe is required to get there, meaning what things you need to remove, what things you need to add, the people you need to be around, the things you need to be able to tolerate, and the things that you can have that are non-negotiables, can never happen, can never be around.
Right.
And so that clarity helps you understand. And over time, doing things that don't satisfy you and that don't fulfill you actually help codify and solidify the things that you do want.
Yeah.
And you know, as you're trying to figure everything out, because you know, like life is a crazy thing to try to figure out.
Oh my God.
And when you start trying to get new things because you're reaching and you're trying to grow and expand, like in this, you can reach into some areas where you get bit. And
for sure.
What Grant talks about is like the speed of going in and out of that. So all of that said, that's how I get clear on me.
Yeah.
And then that's how how could you possibly pick the right partner to be with if you never really knew what you wanted or where you wanted to go?
1,000,000%. But they never teach you that. Like they don't teach you that. Who teaches you that? Like
Nobody.
I did not know. Okay, when I got married, I did not know. It sounds so naive. Oh, look at that little picture when Grant had black hair. Oh, that's so cute. I did not know the purpose of a marriage. I thought you marry the person that you love and you stay committed for the rest of your life. I didn't know what I know now, which is the only reason I am married and continue to stay married is because we are on the same page with the same goals and purposes, aligned as a couple, helping each other reach heightened levels of success. And so one of the things that I do to know who I am is, what is the purpose? What are my purposes? What is the purpose now? In 2008, my purpose was not noble. My purpose in 2008 was to survive and not lose it all. That was it. There was no caring about Jared. There was no caring about you. Because I couldn't. Because in those situations, you're forced to be greedy and think about only yourself. Because that's all you can do is take care of yourself.
Yeah. You have to be greedy. You have to, what did Grant say one time? And he was like, that's so right. He said, you have to be selfish until you can be so overly generous because you get your shit together. And so many people try to give away so much before they fix the thing that they need to fix, their personal vehicle.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. At the time, it was only to survive. There was no caring about anyone at that point. Now, remember, in 2008, we also said if we were ever to make it, we made a commitment. So the vision of where we wanted to be and who we wanted to help was always there, but not imminent in 2008. Now we're at a point now where the vision is, you know, what is the purpose? We want to help people. We want to fast track your way to success. I don't want to just be at the top by myself. I want all my people there with me. The people at the top who I've met, you know, I'll never criticize people at the top because I believe you can't have what you criticize. So I'm not going to ever criticize successful or rich people or whatever, but those are not my people. I do not feel comfortable around them. Like, I am just a down-home girl from New Orleans that likes to shoot guns, that likes muscle cars, that likes to practice MMA every day, you know? Like, I want to be around my people. I want us to come up together. So the purpose, you want to know who you are, figure out what is your purpose? What do you get at? What is your product? What is your valuable final product? What do people get in exchange for coming into contact with you? How do you make a difference for the better? What is your product? Focus in on that. From that point, then start writing out, what do you want your empire to look like? Is it ethical? Is everybody cheating on everybody? Like, what does it look like? You have to know this. Once you get that clear, then write out your core values. What are the core values? Ethical, accountable, trustworthy, has grit, you know, all the things that you want. You can write them in the chat right here. What do you guys think? What do you want your empire to be? Write your core values. And then, like Jared said, it's the non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Are you willing to let that into the empire? You said something earlier that I loved, which was, certain people in your life, because we're talking about the personal relationships, the friends and the family. Now you have to look at, okay, are they in just because they're entitled to be in? I mean, I've been willing to sacrifice friends, family. It just means, either they get the boot totally and they get completely knocked out of the empire, or sometimes they just get knocked out to the outside, and once that moat's pulled up, they ain't getting back in.
Yeah.
They can stay close, but they're not coming in to the end.
A great test for this is like how many people that are your good friends, if you ask them to buy your product or service, would buy it. How many of them get excited to you and help you celebrate the wins that you have? Like, go tell your friends that something amazing just happened and see what they said. See how they respond to it.
That is a huge test. Go tell your friends about something. Also, ask your friends. I told you 2 definitions of the definition of support. 1, to bear the weight of, something strong enough to bear the weight of. 2, show active interest in. Do you know another definition of the word support is to show financial backing and support in the form of financial backing?
Wow.
Go see how many of your friends are willing to buy your products and services and exchange and do business with you so y'all can help support each other, show active interest in the success of each other, reaching heightened levels of success. Big test. I'm glad you said that, Jared. I had somebody who's very kind of in my world the other day. I've been around this person for, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years. And so I said to her, I was like, oh, why don't you send so-and-so to my event? How much is the ticket? I said, I don't even want to mention this because I gave this person, because they're a very special person in my life, like a discount. But I don't do that for anyone, okay? I shouldn't even say that because now I'm going to get all these calls. And they were like, that's too expensive. And I was like, you're so small-minded. This is what I thought inside. You were so small-minded. You have been around me for 4 years. You are basically telling me that my content means nothing. Nothing. For the price that I offer this, they're not going to get value. I mean, it blew my mind so bad. Like, I have to rework my thinking. Like, I don't even know how to process it. This person and all the stuff that I've done to support this person, I'm mind blown. So now, I have to look and have a real honest reevaluation in the position of that person in my empire. That one little thing told me so much. It was such a huge red flag. Are you even willing to look at the red flags in your life? Because it's not easy to confront red flags. Do you want to confront a red flag? It's so easy to go, oh, it's okay. They don't really make a lot of money, so I understand. No, if I understand, I'm admitting that this person can't level up and can't ever come up. You have to be willing to invest in yourself. People ask me all the time, what would you do if you lost all your money? I'd make it back a hell of a lot faster than it took me the first time.
No doubt.
Oh, and by the way, you can't take away my information. You can't take away my community, my accountability, my grit, my honor, my integrity. So anyway, I just
tell them.
So identify your role, and this is the next one. Identify your role and others' role in your life.
Clearly.
Are they a liability or an asset? Are they supporting you, not supporting you? And vice versa. It has to be mutual. It has to be an exchange, right? You have to give to them too.
One of the things that Sandy and I love that you and Grant did is you guys, when you had conflict, it was because you were both trying to be the in charge. And what you did is you allocated or delegated who is responsible for what. And then you made very strict rules about, this is my thing.
Yeah.
We decided I'd be in charge of this.
Yep.
You do not get to make decisions on this side.
No.
Talk about that a little bit, because that's huge.
Okay, so in the relationship part, knowing your roles is very important, because once we figured out in 2008, when I was going to trade in order to trade up to build this empire, we knew that we couldn't do it, because it's like that example you used earlier of the hammer, but we were using a shovel. We're like, this isn't working. We can't tear each other down build all day and come home and tear it all down. So I was like, all right, we have to have an honest look at ourselves and what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses, and divide them up based on who has the strength, not ego, not male, not female, but who does what best and who can cover each other's back. And we mapped out our roles. It turns out that I happen to be really good behind the scenes, operations, protection, like, you know, I don't need to get into all of the things, but you know, it turns out Grant's pretty good at business and he's pretty good at numbers and finance, okay? And I never was. So I have to give him that one, okay? So when we're here right now at Cardone headquarters. At Cardone headquarters, Grant is the boss. I am his junior. We are equal in marriage, but we are not equal in our roles. In that role, he is my senior, okay? So he gets to be the boss and makes the decisions. I agreed to that, okay? So Grant's building the business. I'm not going to come in and interfere. I'll help him with giving advice,
and support
yada, yada.
however
Support,
you can.
okay?
And just this is another quick thing, because birthdays, holidays, Valentine's days, anniversary days, talk a little bit about that, because you understand, because you guys had defined the roles.
Well, we defined the roles because we're trying to reach a greater level of success, a heightened level of success. And so he gets to make all those executive decisions, and I support that, because he's got to make the business boom in order to have this life that we want to have and that we want to provide for others. And that means if he misses a kid's birthday, I'm not telling the kids, your dad sucks, he missed your birthday again. It's, you get to have 2 parties. Yay, one with Papa and the family and one with your friends. Isn't this the best? You're so lucky. Okay, a Valentine's doesn't happen. It's like, okay, you're working, you're this, you're that. Okay, there's sacrifices. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to have what you want? Okay, we want to reach 7 billion people on planet Earth. We want them winning with our products and services. We want to make a difference for the better. How can I go tell my husband, I want you to reach 7 billion people. By the way, I want you to be a billionaire. I never told him that story. I'm the one that told Grant, I want you to be a billionaire. At which point he was like, how can you do this? You can have all the imagination and the vision. You're not the hammer. This is ridiculous. And he said to me, when's enough enough? When are you ever going to be happy? And I was like, look, it's not about that. It's about this. It's about, I'm actually really smart, and that's who you should be, because that is the comparable magnitude of the being that is in front of you, of me. And for you to be playing small is a transgression upon yourself, which I don't personally want to live with. And by the way, when you have all of that and you're not doing that, guess who gets to be the object of that energy? Me. So that's your target. And billion is just a symbol, again, a trophy, not that I'm apologizing, but it's a symbol in the physical universe that if we made, I said to myself back then, if we made $1 billion, how many lives would have had to transact and buy our products and services, and how much of a difference would we have made in the world? And so, knowing our roles, it means supporting the whole aspect of it. You can't make a demand on a person, go be a billionaire, go reach 7 billion people on planet Earth, and then say, oh, when are you going to have time to hold my hand and prove that you love me, you know? No, you prove that you love me when you help me reach my goals and my dreams. And I prove that I love you when I help you reach your goals and your dreams. And that, to us, creates true love and a continued love that we can continue falling in love, because we're winning and we're helping each other, when the whole little honeymoon phase kind of wears off from time to time after 18 years. But we have a big win. It's back on, baby. So we know our roles. And by the way, just to sum up the story that Jared wanted me to tell, just to sum that up, you know, I run the whole department of the household. When you come over to my house, everybody knows I am the boss of the house. So don't mess with me. Do not go to Grant. Grant has no authority. Every single decision under the household, who we go on vacation with, who is in our house, who gets to come over to the house, whether Grant realizes it or not, but he does, is me. You have to come through me. You know, it ain't happening. If you got the X, you're out. Okay? So that's because that's my strength. I can confront. Grant would never agree to this. He'd be like, that's not true. But Grant is a little more lax in the security department than I am.
Bang, bang.
And plus, you know what? I want, just so you know, I have a triple crown. Grant Cardone is my triple crown. He is a star. I cannot afford to have bad eggs in the pot surrounding him. I can't afford for an accident to be around him. I can't afford to put him in a dangerous environment. I can't afford to have him pulled down at this point for any reason. And empires are destroyed from within. Okay, they're not your enemies that you think are out there plotting against you.
Yep.
Because you can plan for that attack. Your enemies that hurt you the most are the ones that you directly gave access into the inside that wants to take it down. And when that goes down, then you have to come off of your goal of reaching 7 billion people and making a difference for the better to come in and handle and reorganize and rebuild from the inside out. It's a big time hassle, financial hassle. I've been hit like that more than once. It's not fun. I try to avoid it at all costs. So Mama Bear runs that department. All right, let's get off of relationships. Let's get into health and then money, and then let's wrap it up, okay? It's been an hour. It's been so great being here with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. All of you are magnificent. Put in the chats. Jared will tell me some things, what y'all are thinking. Y'all digging this? Are you liking it?
So many amazing comments here. Like there's so many points like protect the king. So
For
powerful,
sure.
Elena.
Sure.
I love Elena's strength. The one thing that nailed me too that you said was you playing small is a transgression of yourself, and I don't want to be around who that's going to make you. That was
That's true.
strong.
If you're fighting with your partners, I promise you this. If you're fighting with your partners, it's because you're playing too small. You don't have a big enough game. You haven't found the right thing, and it's not big enough. Because when it's big enough, you don't sweat the small stuff as much. And when you do sweat the small stuff, you find solutions for the small stuff. You know, about my favorite analogy, which I always talk about because I'm still probably not over it. You know, when Grant steals my toothbrush, you know that story?
Oh no.
Yeah, Grant used to steal my toothbrush and leave it in a puddle on my sink when he has his own sink and his own toothbrush. And I would try to get him to stop using my toothbrush and leave it in a puddle. I mean, it's just disgusting. Like, who steals somebody's toothbrush? And you know what? And then by the way, he has this thing, which I never knew, but apparently I leave the cabinet doors open, and it drove him crazy. And he was trying to get me to shut the cabinet doors. So I was like, you know what? He's busy. He's making $100 million deals. Like, I need to shut the cabinets. Like, it bothers him. Like, why am I going to be a bother? It's easy for me. So I shut the doors. But Grant still would take my toothbrush and leave the thing. And he didn't change, but I changed. So I was mad about that, right? And I was like, you know what? Elena, get real. Remind myself of my purpose. 7 billion people. I have people that depend on him not to make a mistake. Are you really have nothing going on right now that you need to complain about a freaking toothbrush? Like, at this age, you're not smart enough to handle your own problem, Elena. You're so fixed on trying to change him. Give me a break. Go buy a 10-pack of toothbrushes, keep it under the sink, and when he does that, just put it over to his side and get out a brand new toothbrush. And guess what? There was no more problems. You know how many times I've handled problems like that? Like, Grant used to always go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know, when we had a dinner party, like, who has Starbucks at 7 o'clock at night? And it would make us late, and I would get angry about it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy some Starbucks stock. I bought Starbucks stock. We never had another fight. It's like, how creative can you get? When you have a big enough, my point to all this is when you have a purpose big enough in life, you stop caring about the little things. When you're going for the Super Bowl win of life, you're not going to get mad and keep reenacting a problem that y'all had in game 3 when you're now in the playoffs game. You're not going to keep harping on that they missed a pass in game 3. It's like, get over it. Take responsibility. I'm going to throw better as a quarterback. You're going to be better as a receiver. And we're going to get on with the show. Health. Woo!
You know, and I'm looking in the comments here. I'm just going back a little bit. A few people are asking about the 10X Ladies event that's coming up. So it's February 4th and 5th. You can grab a seat right now. We got probably 72, 73 tickets left based on what I'm seeing here. 10xladies.com/deal, 10xladies.com/deal. 2 days. Elena's going to be going deeper into all of these concepts, along with having, I mean, the speaker lineup that you guys have. Like, this event is wild. The feedback that women have coming out of here, their eyes are on fire, they're blazing, they're big, and like this is a massively transformational event. So
million percent, and the connections and the community is unbelievable for life. But really quickly, let me tap in on health and money, and then I keep saying that, and then we're gonna wrap it up, okay? But health, look, you gotta have your health in order, okay? You have to have energy to produce the products that you're gonna have in life, and you can't be effective everything going on. So how do you get your energy? You know, Grant and I work out every single day. We're so invested in our health. We bought a health company, 10X Health System. We get the IVs. We have an oxygen machine that we have at our house. Like, we're taking care of ourselves. Like, we have a good life. I don't want it to end, you know? How do we prolong this thing? How do we stay healthy? How do we stay the model, the model couple for others to look at? I'm 48, Grant's 63. It's like, we're in great shape. It does, you know, it's like, how do people look to us and say, well, if they can have it, why can't I have it? And it starts by taking care of yourself, getting your mind right, having 10X for your energy in the day. You need energy to get things done.
And particularly when you start putting in, you know, like you got kids, they're young, they keep you busy, you know, like you got work, you got all these calls you're bouncing back and forth on all day long, like
vitamins. I drink water every day.
Makes a big difference when you start thinking
I don't
about
drink alcohol.
Tell them about like
I don't do gluten anymore.
I remember like you would every time I would come over, you'd be like you just want to have like little bites of everything, but you were exercising, and then what happened? You figured once you started figuring this new food thing out. Oh my God!
When I figured out the health. Okay, so health to me looked like in the past as a model and an actress, it looked like do a bunch of cardio and starve, and that was good because you were skinny. And that is not healthy, by the way. And so I started training. I've been training for a long time. And, you know, I mean, I was getting some results, of course, but not like the best results for the amount of time I was putting into this training. And then I found the proper diet that I got on, which I couldn't believe. This woman was like, you have to trust me. And she gave me so much food, but the right amount of foods for me, the right amount of protein, the right amount of fats, the right amount of carbs. I couldn't believe all of this. She put a potato, like an entire potato. It was plain, but it was delicious. I was like, a potato. She gave me rice. Like, I mean, I would never, I mean, I thought I had to avoid carbs. Like, I didn't know carbs were actually good for my body, you know? So now I'm eating more food than I've ever eaten in my life. I'm losing weight and gaining muscle. Couldn't believe it. I was like, why didn't anyone tell me all these years I could eat? I love to eat, you know, and it's so healthy, and your body actually starts listening to you and working for you. It's unbelievable. So we got to get the health right. All right, money. One of my favorites, because a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They think it's wrong. They think it's evil. But the truth of the matter is, the more you have, the more you can give, the more you can provide for your family, your friends, your community, and the world, if you so choose. So it's important to confront money. It's important to confront your viewpoints on money. It's important to know these 3 things about money. You know, Grant told me, because he went to accounting. He was an accounting major.
Yeah, accounting degree. McNeese State University.
Heck yeah. Well, he told me the only 3 things you have to know about money. And I'm telling you, when you know this, forever changed. You need to know how to earn it. Pretty simple. Most people know how to do that. You need to know how to store it. A lot of people don't understand what he means. When he says store it. So store the money, not save the money to never use it, to rot in a bank and get 0 interest and lose in depreciation. Not that. Store it in order to 3, invest it into an income producing asset. that spits off cash flow. So that's what we do. I'm going to go over it real quick. Woohoo! Johnny Cha-chang. So number one, we earn it. Earned income does not pay for planes. It does not pay for Chanel. It does not pay for anything, okay? This is what you didn't see. The 10 years that it took us to build this, you saw sacrifice phase. You saw us earn it, and when we earned it, it went back into ourselves. We spent money into ourselves, getting training, self-enhancement. It went back into the business, and whatever was left over was stored, okay? We did that, we did that, we did that. Finally, we got enough stored money where we could put it into an income-producing asset, which was our multifamily, and the multifamily started paying us cash flow, okay? Once the cash flow from repeating those cycles over and over, and Grant talks about this, which is what I love, but I always want to clarify when he says that, is he says, go broke, okay? He doesn't mean go broke spending earned income on stupid stuff. He means go broke by putting that stored money into an income producing asset so your money is working for you. You have to understand this in order to create wealth. You can get rich off of earned income. You cannot get wealthy off of earned income. You get wealthy with money working for you even while you're sleeping or sick or take time off to go to vacation. That money is still working. When that money starts churning out all the money, then from number three, that investment, that's what pays for the house, for the cars, for whatever you want at that point. So those are the three things you got to know about money. We'll be going over all of this a lot more in detail over the 10X Ladies. I'm bringing in incredible 10X Ladies speakers who want to share life hacks, who have the same interest that I do to fast track your way to success, who want to help you. It's truly an incredible experience because what we do at the 10X Ladies is we get you around the right information, formation of the mind. We get you around the right support, consistency, accountability, showing active interest in, challenges you, need to hear versus want to hear, and we get you within the 10X Ladies community. Live access to people. Online community. We have our networking. We do business with each other. At the last 10X Ladies, one of the first things I said was, you know, a lot of men do business on the golf course. This is where we do business. I asked the 10X Ladies to raise, like on day 2, I said, raise your hand if you've already met somebody in this event that you are going to collaborate and do business with. And 99% of the room, the hands went up. I said, this is all a golf course. This is where we can show active interest in the success of each other. So look, I have struggled for many, many years to be where I am today. Grant can testify to this too. I thought I had to do it alone. I thought I had to be this independent, powerful woman, never depend on a man for anything. Then I went to putting that aside, to partnering up and knowing my roles with my husband. And then Grant and I made the same mistake. We thought we had to do everything all alone as a couple. Took us 10 years. 10 years to get to where we are at right now. And the reason it took us so long is because we didn't know how to partner up with people. We didn't know how to collaborate. We had not put ourselves in the position where we could meet people and grow and expand together. We will never make that mistake again. You could do this alone. You can add time to the equation. Whatever you think it's going to take you, I promise you, add it, double it. You want to get there, you want to fast track your way to success, get yourself into an environment like this to fast track your way to success. Do it in 5 years. It doesn't have to take you 10, 12 years. It can take you 5. It could take you 4. Okay? So I want to tell you now about this amazing 10X Ladies deal that I have going on. I'm going to tell you everything. You know, Jared before this event was like, Elena, you cannot do all of this. And I was like, you know what? I have to ask permission when I try to give away Grant's stuff. but this is my stuff. So I can give it away tonight, and tonight only if I want to. And he was like, haha, you're right.
Yeah,
It felt
you're right.
so good.
Support.
It felt
I'm just
so
here.
good.
I'm here for support.
Okay, so this is what I've come up with, okay? This is what we're going to do. I am going to give you Build an Empire Online University. This is 75 segments of what I go through on how to build, expand, and protect your empire.
And how long do they get that for?
Lifetime access.
Life.
Okay.
You get it for life.
The value of this is $1,997 if you go purchase this on Bay University right now. $1,997. Okay. The next thing. Wait. I need my Vanna White. My male Vanna White.
I'm just telling you. I'm
yes,
not
sir.
as good looking.
So,
okay.
No. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing, so this is the Build an Empire online course, okay, 75 segments. Okay. Then we have Mr. Jared Gallant.
For support, support, because you got to have the support.
We have the 5-week coaching program. This is going to,
there you go.
They have access to this immediately.
Yeah, this comes in 5 weeks, so each week you'll get a new segment dropped. That covers a topic of the 5 pillars. So you get access to the online program that you have for life, plus you get access to the coaching program where it digs down a little bit deeper, and she's coaching, kind of like walking through some of the material in the calls. So it's an awesome bonus that she's thrown.
Thank you. Retail $1,997. What else can I do? I can give you a copy of Build an Empire: How to Have It All book. $34.99 retail. 10X ladies. Oh,
this is a good one.
What you like. This is what you like. I am gifting a 10X ladies risk taker event. That is the title of this. Run into danger. If you're scared to do this, this is for you. This is for you. You will never be the same after this event. I promise you. Okay? When you invest in yourself and something changes in you, it can never be undone. And this is data you want to have. You do not want to have FOMO on this event. 10X Ladies ticket February 4th and 5th. Retail $4,997. Okay, so let's recap. What do we get here, Jared? We get a lifetime access to Build an Empire University.
Stays with you forever.
Stays with you forever, ever, forever, ever.
Forever, ever, ever, ever.
5-week coaching program with none other than Elena Cardone. Build an Empire book. The exclusive executive seat to a 10X Ladies Miami risk taker event. The total retail value, $9,025. But I love it. I love when I sound like an infomercial. Yeah. But
wait.
We have a bonus event. Okay, upon checking in, we are going to have a group photo and a signed copy for you. Build an Empire. Okay, so
they get that now, right there. They get that.
They
now.
get that right now, and right this. I'm also giving access to the private Build an Empire Facebook group. This is running HOTT hot right now. It's my Empire Elites. You get in. This is the community of women you want to be aligned with. And again, we're recapping $9,000, the total value, $9,225. Are we giving it to that for them? Did I even say that right? Are we giving that to them for that price? No, we are not.
No.
Slash that price. Okay. Today only. It ends at midnight. Okay. So, Jared, we had about how many to start?
We had 104 tickets to start. We were at 70.
Did Rhett tell us?
Yeah, we were at 71.
Today only. Okay. This $9,000 offer is yours for $997.
We got 43 seats left.
43 seats left. Woo-hoo-hoo! We are selling tickets over here like hotcakes. I can't wait. Thank you all to the ladies and gentlemen who have already bought tickets.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're a man out there, don't think you're excluded from this event. I do have quite the handful of guys coming with their wives.
Best idea possible. Best idea possible.
With their daughters. Bringing their colleagues from their team. I have a business owner bringing the women because he cares about them, wants to get on the same page. Are you tired of like this? When do you get on the same page? These guys impress me so much, Jared, because they're showing active interest in the success of the women that they hold dearest in their life. And I love that. So men, you're welcome to come. But of course, as I told you in the beginning, I have a very special place in my heart for all the ladies out there. So hopefully you will make the decision to go right here.
Do it now.
10xladies.com/deal and get all of this dun, 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 for $997. It's the Risk Takers edition.
So just hit the link right now.
Okay, hit it.
If you're watching the video, take advantage of the offer.
Yeah.
You know, like it's important to understand that when Elena put this together and she was talking to me about it, and we were talking about what to charge for it. You know, the important thing is that what she kept saying was that, you know, the event's great and it's going to transform their lives and they're going to get connected with a bunch of amazing women. But she really wanted to make sure that this wasn't just something that you came and you did once and then you left, and that you didn't have anything that comes after that, because the three things that she was talking about was information, support, and community.
Yeah.
And from what I know from the programs that we have and the businesses that we've helped, is that when you give people the right information alone,
a deformation of the mind,
that
a
does
correct
not
formation
guarantee
of the mind.
the right information alone will not guarantee that you get the result. You have to implement it. You have to put it to work.
Yes.
And when life gets in the way and problems get in the way and challenges get in the way, you need support to be there for you. And so she put together this amazing community that you're going to be a part of now. And for a lot of folks, like I know because I was in the situation, you look around your environment and there aren't always a lot of people there that are openly supportive of you. And so when you come to these events and you're a part of these events, you're surrounded by more people than you could ever imagine that are like-minded, on the same page, want to do the same thing. And we have millions of people that follow us. And within our community, there's these ecosystems of groups that people do commerce together. We have a real estate club that's probably done $400 or $500 million in real estate deals in the last 6 months. These aren't Cardone capital deals. These are deals that have been facilitated just within the community. We have people that have built multiple seven-figure businesses from the community. So there's strength in our family. There's strength in our community. There's support in the community. And we know how to make businesses grow. We know how to make people grow. Grant's been doing it for a long time. I've been doing it with Elena for the last 11 years. This is an amazing opportunity. It's zero money. If you go back to the beginning when she was talking about big goals and what you want, what do you want? How big do you want it to be? Where do you want to go? Like, if you want to do something really big, you got to surrender the position you're in right now. You got to sacrifice time. You got to sacrifice money. You got to sacrifice friends. But you got to move. Like, she moved from New Orleans to LA, from LA to Miami. I moved from San Diego to Austin, from Austin to LA, from LA to San Diego. Like, you got to leave where you're at if you want to go someplace new and meet new people and change your circumstances in your environment. And I promise you that this event, when you come to this event, it will change everything for you. When you go through the program, it will continue to change everything for you. And then when you go back home and you're connected to this community and you have some amazing relationships with other women and you're figuring out how to get on the same page with your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, like, life gets so much more fulfilling and it gets so much fun, more gratifying and fun, and like you find yourself saying, why was I such an idiot to deal with it being so hard for so long? Make the investment, hit the link, come to the event. It's going to change everything for you. We want to see you there. We're heavily invested in this. You can see it's 90% off of what we sell this stuff for retail. Most importantly, I know Elena wants to meet you. She wants to shake your hand. She wants to take a picture of you, with you. And she wants to see your success, because that's the thing that drives our company.
That's my spiritual legacy right now, is
that
to
is
see
totally
you succeed.
it.
That is the greatest gift I can give to myself. I have everything that I possibly could want or need. I have an amazing husband. to incredible children. I run the family. That is a horrible picture. I'm going to get you a better picture. I'm very critical of our pictures here, but I have an incredible family. That's part of my job and that's part of my role. I'm very proud of that. I have that down. I have financial freedom, financial success. I have that. My spiritual legacy play now is to help as many people who want to help themselves, who want to take a risk, who know they can do more, who want to take more responsibility for their life and the condition of it and the condition of the others in their lives as well. You don't want to look back on your life and say, I wish I woulda, coulda, however that expression goes.
That's right.
You know? So thank you, Jared, for being here with me tonight. Thank you all for coming to this training tonight. It's been amazing. You're amazing. I cannot wait to get you all in the room where we can just be a bunch of powerful people coming together for a common goal to lift each other up to a heightened level of success and be 10x and bring it back into your life and get on the same page with your partners and with your children and with your colleagues and start making real impact and really living up to your full potential. That's what I want for you. I want to see you succeed in all areas of life. I want you to have the confidence and the comfort to live in abundance in all areas of your life. And any way I can contribute to that is a big lifetime a goal of mine. So see you there. Can't wait. February 4th and 5th. I will see you there. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. To have financial literacy for everyone, to help everyone come up. How many people have met someone in here just at this event that potentially y'all could collaborate with in the future? Unbelievable! I've been looking for a long time to have power player women in my life.
10X is not an idea, it's a way of life and it's how you were born.
Data is accessible. Any business that you're in, you should study your main competitor and know the data.
I don't say it's my time. I say it's my turn. So it's my turn. It's my turn.
I think I can speak for all of the women here saying that we have your back and we have your best interest in mind and we want to see you succeed and reach your goals and your dreams and win and make others win. So there's more love in the world than there is hate, because you're not hating when you're loving and you're not hating when you're winning. Salute and thank you all so very much. The helicopter, I'm not gonna lie, that was for me. I was like, that is some dope right there.
Please stand and welcome to the stage, Elena Cardone.
This is an opportunity for us to be around powerful women and to have financial literacy for everyone, to help everyone come up. How many people have met someone in here just at this event that potentially y'all could collaborate with in the future? Unbelievable! I've been looking for a long time to have power player women in my life.
10X is not an idea, it's a way of life and it's how you were born.
Data is accessible. Any business that you're in, you should study your main competitor and know the data.
I don't say it's my time. I say it's my turn. So it's my turn. It's my turn.
I think I can speak for all of the women here saying that we have your back and we have your best interest in mind and we want to see you succeed and reach your goals and your dreams and win and make others win. So there's more love in the world than there is hate, because you're not hating when you're loving and you're not hating when you're winning. Salute and thank you all so very much. Salute. helicopter, I'm not gonna lie, that was for me. I was like, that is some dope right there.
Please stand and welcome to the stage, Elena Cardone.
This is an opportunity for us to be around powerful women and to have financial literacy for everyone, to help everyone come up. How many people have met someone in here just at this event that potentially y'all could collaborate with in the future? Unbelievable! I've been looking for a long time to have power player women in my life.
10X is not an idea, it's a way of life and it's how you were born.
Data is accessible. Any business that you're in, you should study your main competitor and know the data.
I don't say it's my time. I say it's my turn. So it's my turn. It's my turn.
I think I can speak for all of the women here saying that we have your back and we have your best interest in mind and we want to see you succeed and reach your goals and your dreams and win and make others win. So there's more love in the world than there is hate, because you're not hating when you're loving and you're not hating when you're winning. Salute and thank you all so very much. The helicopter, I'm not gonna lie, that was for me. I was like, that is some dope right there.
Please stand and welcome to the stage, Elena Cardone.
This is an opportunity for us to be around powerful women and to have financial literacy for everyone, to help everyone come up. How many people have met someone in here just at this event that potentially y'all could collaborate with in the future? Unbelievable! I've been looking for a long time to have power player women in my life.
10X is not an idea, it's a way of life and it's how you were born.
Data is accessible. Any business that you're in, you should study your main competitor and know the data.
I don't say it's my time. I say it's my turn. So it's my turn. It's my turn.
I think I can speak for all of the women here saying that we have your back and we have your best interest in mind and we want to see you succeed and reach your goals and your dreams and win and make others win. So there's more love in the world than there is hate, because you're not hating when you're loving and you're not hating when you're winning. Salute and thank you all so very much. The helicopter, I'm not gonna lie, that was for me. I was like, that is some dope right there.
Please stand and welcome to the stage, Elena Cardone.
This is an opportunity for us to be around powerful women and to have financial literacy for everyone, to help everyone come up. How many people have met someone in here just at this event that potentially y'all could collaborate with in the future? Unbelievable! I've been looking for a long time to have power player women in my life.
10X is not an idea, it's a way of life and it's how you were born.
Data is accessible. Any business that you're in, you should study your main competitor and know the data.
I don't say it's my time. I say it's my turn. So it's my turn. It's my turn.
I think I can speak for all of the women here saying that we have your back and we have your best interest in mind, and we want to see you succeed and reach your goals and your dreams and win and make others win. So there's more love in the world than there is hate, because you're not hating when you're loving, and you're not hating when you're winning. Salute and thank you all so very much. The helicopter, I'm not gonna lie, that was for me. I was like, that is some dope right there.
Please stand and welcome to the stage, Elena Cardone.
This is an opportunity for us to be around powerful women and to have financial literacy for everyone, to help everyone come up. How many people have met someone in here just at this event that potentially y'all could collaborate with in the future? Unbelievable! I've been looking for a long time to have power player women in my life.
10X is not an idea, it's a way of life, and it's how you were born.
Data is accessible. Any business that you're in, you should study your main competitor and know the data.
I don't say it's my time. I say it's my turn. So it's my turn. It's my turn.
I think I can speak for all of the women here saying that we have your back and we have your best interest in mind, and we want to see you succeed and reach your goals and your dreams and win and make others win. So there's more love in the world than there is hate, because you're not hating when you're loving, and you're not hating when you're winning. Salute and thank you all so